Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today, guys, is the day we find out if that Ford KA that I painted yesterday is good enough and we don't have to take it to the paint shop. Fingers crossed, guys, that this is going to work out. I think I'm only getting better. That's what I think. So, yeah, it's just, it's just repetition. The more you do, the better you're going to get. That's all it is. And obviously technique with whether or not you're able to do it and hold it. And do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a tricky one. So let's see how this goes today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the gazebo away, take the car out first, take the gazebo away, bring the car back in, and then we're going to have a good look to see how this is. I've already had a look at it, and I'll be honest with you, there is some dust on it. It's got some dust marks, but I can't expect. You got to expect it a little bit because of the atmosphere, the situation, the lockup. I'm trying to cover it with the gazebo, but it just got hit. I think I might be too close to the door, and there's a gap underneath the door. Should have covered that up. There's just loads of different elements to this that can go wrong. So, but hopefully we can, still save it, have a look at it, and we'll go from there. But let me just take this apart. I'll get the car back in, and then we can have a good look. So, let's do this. Right, guys. So, as you can see, I've took the gazebo down, and now we've got the car inside. Now, this is going to look. I've had a look at it, and I've been looking around it. And I'm going to show you, but this is going to look a little bit different compared to what it is outside. So as soon as you get in the sunlight, it's probably going to look worse. We will sort of take it out in the sunlight, but I just wanted to show you in here first, just so that you can get an idea and like what it actually looks like. So, yeah. It's not that bad. There is some sort of, you can see it there, the rippling. I can feel it a little bit as well, sort of in the bodywork. Definitely needed a little bit more work on that. But it's so misleading. Like, I honestly thought that it felt flat. I couldn't feel anything in it when we was doing the primer and the filler. You know, I've done it twice, 3 times, I think it was, I can't remember, but I kept going back, doing the filler, rubbing it down. So yeah, it is an art, and the more I do, the better I'm going to get. But yeah, that obviously, is a separate element to the actual painting, because the bodywork and the filler and all that sort of stuff is different to the paintwork. There is some dust in it, which I thought was going to happen in little bits and pieces, because it was just. I'm not in a spray booth, am I? I'm not outside, which is good. I am inside, but it's still, it's still put on some little bits and pieces. That one there. But it's, looking over the car itself, it ain't that bad of a paint job, to be honest with you. It's gave me quite a nice shine. There's not too much. There is some orange peel, like there is. I'm not going to say there ain't. But it's not giving me like a big amount of orange peel. You can see it a little bit. But it looks so much better. This looks so much better than the bonnet and the wing that I did on the Fiat 500. This seems to have laid on a hell of a lot better. Colour match is pretty much there. There's a slight shade off, I think, compared to the bumper, but I think it's a slight shade off there compared to the bumper. You can see it in the camera quite well. So I'm not particularly, worried about that, really. I think the actual shade. But if you look down this side, you can see, see that little dent. There's a dent there. There's a ding there. There's a ding here. So this side's going to have some imperfections as well as the other side. I'm not hiding nothing. I'm showing everything, and I'll sort of tell people that if they want to look at the car, take a look at the videos. I'm completely honest with what I do, and I'm not going to hide from the fact that it's not perfect. It ain't perfect, but I think the price will reflect in that sort of in the work. But you know, it is definitely sort of seems to be getting there. I'm sort of picking it up more. I feel better with a gun. I just need some more space around the car. I feel like if I had more space around the car and there wasn't a lot of, you know, dust kicking about. I did wet the floor. I don't know if you saw that yesterday's video, but I got the Karcher and lightly just dampened the floor around where I was working. And I think that's what a lot of that kicked up. You know, the water seemed to sort of kick up, and when I was doing moving the hose on the air compressor, moving that hose around, that sort of seemed to kick up bits and pieces. It wasn't ideal, really, but you know, I think it's all flattable, and you know, there's that there, but I think it's all doable, guys. You know, it's all doable. It's just flat and polishing, isn't it? Obviously, won't be able to touch the flat and polishing today. We'll have to look at that on Monday, probably. Got a little bit of line where I taped off the door. Should have taped it again on that edge there, maybe, to make it a little bit better, or that edge there. But yeah, got that line there. We need to get off with a bit of sandpaper, which is doable. You know, this could take that back. A little bit down here. Not sure what happened there, but it looks like it's some sort of primer and not painted properly. I don't know. So I might have just missed that inner door where the door shut is. So we'll have to sort of have it, you know, give it a little bit of attention, sort that out. It's all like sort of dust and muck all over the bottom here. It's a shame, really, because I really did sort of put, you know, took my time, put the effort in, and it don't get me wrong, it's laid down all right, and there's not a lot of orange peel. There is some there. Up here, again, we've got a bit of orange peel, but nothing too bad. Nothing that we can't get out. Nothing we can't attack and make better, basically. So, yeah, compared to the black Vauxhall Corsa that I did. Do you remember the black ones that I did both sides with the aerosol? This has come out much better. And yeah, that's what it's all about, especially down here. That looks so good down there. But that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's just obviously the more I do, hopefully the better the end result, and that's what it's all about. It's just making improvements and making it better than what you can. I think we're going to get away with it, guys. I think, but I don't really know until we start rubbing it down and then flat and polishing it on Monday. So I'm going to leave it for now. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. You know, this is only my second time. I've been getting messages from people saying that, you know, painters go on apprenticeships, and they go on like paint courses and bodywork courses for 2 or 3, 5 years. And then I come along and do this within, like, obviously, not a lot of experience at all. But I'm not saying it's perfect, because it ain't. It is not perfect. And I'll tell you what, if you know me, if I'm not happy, it's getting redone. But it's so far. I don't know what it is, but it just feels all right. It feels all right. So there we go. I'm going to leave it until Monday. I'm not going to touch it. I don't want to touch it. Let's let it, really have a good drying time over the weekend. So that'll be like 3-4 days drying time. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 3 days. Back on it Monday, and we can flat and polish that right off. Hopefully, we can save it, and that'll be it. But like I said, when I sell the car, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to say, this is out of repair. I've done the repair. You can see me doing the repair. It's on YouTube, all the videos. I'm not hiding nothing. It is what it is. It is what it is. So basically, the price will be reflected in obviously the car itself. And for someone, you know, for a first time car for someone, it's just a great little runaround, to be honest with you. Cheap, low mileage, and it'll be a great for someone to get started, or for someone that needs a cheap car to run about in. We have got some other bits and pieces to do around the car. I want to sort of put it on the ramp, take it up. We've got to do the rear. We've got to do some brakes, didn't we, on one side? I can't remember this side. Was it this side? Or the other side? I think it was the other side we've got to do. Take off the wheel, take off the wheel and service around the brakes, take the pads off, just clean them all up, get all the discs right, tidy it all up, put the door back on, and yeah, just keep going. We've got to do a service as well, so we'll drop the oil filter, air filter, stuff like that. We'll have a look at it, good look around the car, and hopefully, if we can get that sorted out for Monday, flat and polish all that off, we should be able to put this through an MOT Monday afternoon. I'll try and get a slot for about 1-2 o'clock Monday afternoon. Sorry, not Friday afternoon. Monday afternoon. We'll try and push this through for an MOT. And then it just needs a good clean up, doesn't it, really? Which, again, we'll do. Spend a bit of time. So let's spend a bit of time today just going all over the car, doing all the bits and pieces we need to do to it. And, yeah, wait until Monday. But drop me a comment, guys. What do you think of this painting? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But it's just a bloody little dust and specks that go into the paint when you're doing it. It's just a real shame, you know, because I thought if it really did feel good the way I was doing it. I was, do you know what? I've been really enjoying learning and doing this painting, and that's what, you know, that's what helps. If you enjoy it, it's not a burden, and you get a better job out of it. So yeah, there we go. But drop me a comment, let me know what you think about that so far. Right, let me set you up on the tripod. Let's get this door back on, and we can get all that bits and pieces back together, and then we can move on, get it on the ramp, start the service, sort out the brakes, then do the cleaning, and carry on, yeah, and just see how far we get today. So, let's do this. Right, guys, so what do we think? It's getting there. It's not that bad. I know that I said I was going to do the lock on the door handle there, but I managed just to wipe it off and rub it back, so I didn't paint that in the end. Got a little chip here, but yeah, didn't paint that in the end, so that seems to be okay. The actual colour match, it's not that bad, but obviously this is, you know, this is new, fresh, this is old and worn, basically. So but I'm hoping by the time I flat and polish this, it'll kind of bring it up a little bit more, up to scratch. It's very slightly out, very slightly. But like I said, I'm not hiding nothing. I'm showing it all. I had to clean that in there because that was driving me mad, being so dirty. So that had to be cleaned. I even cleaned the inside of the door. I don't know if you noticed that, but I even cleaned all in there before I put the door on the actual car. I didn't clean the inside of the door there, which I'm going to do. But before I put the door on, yeah, I cleaned it all in there. But it's all back together. Everything works as it should. All locks and, you know, manoeuvres. And this was probably the hardest wing mirror I've ever tried to take off a car. That was incredible. They're not designed, I don't think, to come off. I'm not sure, but that was an absolute pig to get off. But got it done in the end. It did take a bit of time, a bit fiddly. Didn't want to break anything, break any clips and bits and pieces like that, really. So I was sort of taking a little bit of time. But yeah, it's definitely getting there, guys. We're definitely moving in the right direction with this car. Definitely. I want to sort of put it on the ramp now. I'll put it over here. We'll take it up. We'll do the service, drop the oil filter, air filter. We'll do all that stuff. And we've got to do this. Was it this side? Yeah, this side. We've got to take that. We've got to sort out that braking system, take all the pads off, discs, clean it all up, put it all back, make sure it's working good. Probably can have a go at the drums as well. We'll have a look at the, you know, make sure that's all right. Look, we've even got a scuff down here. I will touch it up, guys, to be honest with you. I'm not going to leave it like that. But, you know, you could just keep going and going and going, couldn't you, really? I think the front's pretty good. You can see it again, can't you? Like the colour, slight colour difference in this white. You're seeing that bumper on that wing as well, bumper and bonnet as well. It's very slight, but it's there. You can see it. So, yeah, these cars, they're an absolute nightmare to get right, aren't they, when it kind of comes to the colour. I'm sure I'm going to come across a car where I just can't get the colour right, and the shade and all the rest of it. And, you know, I don't even want to think about getting into metallics and those kind of paints, because that's just, I think that's just another level, really. And I'm not really nowhere near that kind of level to do metallics and those kind of paints. But we are definitely moving in the right direction with this car. It's definitely coming along now. We're not too far, like I said, from an MOT on Monday. Put the light back in place, the cluster on the back, do all the MOT checks, and that can then go. We will flat and polish this paint Monday morning, first thing. We'll go over and we'll probably get this done on Monday, finished, because it is really moving along now. But let's get it over on the ramp anyway. Let's start the service, bits and pieces I want to do. I'll stick you on a tripod again. We'll stick it on time lapse. We'll go for it, and we'll see how far we get. But so far, so good, you know. So far, so good. Yeah, let's do this. Right, guys, we're making good progress. So, just dropped the oil, changed the actual oil filter for a new one. I'm just in the middle of undoing the bolts to get the air filter off. But whilst I was waiting for that, I've took the wheels off. So that's dropping. I took the wheels off all round. And I'm going to probably paint these up black. So I'm going to put those cards around, give it a good clean, and then just, yeah, spray them up black. That way when the wheel trims go over, covers, they will look smart and decent behind the actual cover. It's just a little bit of a, yeah, just a little bit of a sprucing up really on the wheels. So that's good. I'm going to have a look at the actual drums as well. We'll take these off, whip those off quickly. Whip off, take that cover off. There's a bolt in there, take the bolt out, and then bang these off. They should come off all right. And then we'll have a look, spray it inside, brake cleaner, clean it up. Yeah, just a general maintenance on inside the brakes. I've got to let you know about a car that I was bidding on yesterday. Didn't really talk about it because I was painting all day, and it just sort of, yeah, I was more sort of, my mind was on that more than anything else. So what happened yesterday, I missed out on a car. Basically, I was going to bid on a car. I've been watching it for the last 2 weeks, and I thought, yeah, when that comes up, I'm going to have a go at that. I'm going to have a little bid up, see if I can win it. So I've been watching it for the last 2 weeks, and then yesterday was the day it happened, on the auction day. So I bloody missed it, and it was a Vauxhall Corsa, 2013 Vauxhall Corsa VXR with a seized engine. Now, I know these Vauxhall Corsa VXRs, they're like Marmite. You either love them or you hate them. And, you know, some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. But I think it would have been a nice bit of content, just like pull the engine out, strip it all down, find out the issue, the problem, change things, whack it back in and see if we can fix it. The thing is, I've been looking at it, and this car was unrecorded as well. So it weren't categorised. It was completely unrecorded insurance car. And it was 2013. So I was looking, and they're about sort of seven, 8 grand. Like, good ones. Do you know what I mean? Low mileage, same as this one. This one was like 42,000 miles on it as well. So it's low mileage engine. And they're about 7, 8 grand. And it actually sold at the auction for £1,100 plus fees. So that would have been at the door, 1,500 quid. I was absolutely kicking myself yesterday. I was gutted. But hopefully that didn't affect the painting. I was still on that as well. So that was just a little update about what happened yesterday, about me bidding on a car that I completely missed. I didn't even get a chance to bid on it. I missed it, and I missed it by I think it was number 12 in the running, and I got onto the auction site, and it was like there was on 20, 18, something like that. So I missed it by a few cars, but absolutely gutted. I'm still gutted. I wish I would have gone up to probably about 1,800 quid on that car. Plus fees. It would have been well worth it all day long. And that was the only thing that was wrong with the car. The whole car was no damage. There was no damage to any of the panels. It was just the engine. So yeah, absolutely gutted. But anyway, I've got some good news on this car. So whilst I was just doing that, letting the oil drain, I got in contact with the dealer on the front of the number plate over there. Spoke to the dealer, Ford main dealer up in Yorkshire somewhere. And yeah, really nice lady on the service department. Told her that I was got this car and I'm looking for some service. She looked through the system and boom. Yep, it's been serviced with them, main dealer. It was 2017, 2018, 2019 and 2020. Has been to this main dealer. So she is going to email me all the details that she can on any of the stuff that was done, because apparently they've changed window wipers, they've changed brakes, they've changed a few bits and pieces around the car, and not just the servicing, but they have done the major services and the minor services on this car for those 4 years, which is incredible, guys, isn't it? Bit of service, even though it's not a full service, is better than no service. So, yeah, I think the last service was 2020. They wouldn't have done it in 2021 because obviously COVID, and we're now in 2022. So there's only one missing, and I think that's because of the COVID, that people weren't driving around and people weren't taking their cars to be serviced because you couldn't go out. You was told to stay in. So yeah, but obviously great news about that service. Fantastic, goes with the car. You know, even better. So this car is absolutely going to be a nice, really nice buy for someone once we get it all done and that back on the road and MOT'd. So, yeah, I just want to quickly share that with you. Let's crack on. Let's keep going. Let's do this. Right, just want to quickly cut in there, guys, quickly, and just let you know, show you what I've found. So, as you can see, the air filter. So this is a Ford, original Ford. This has definitely been looked after, this car. It's got a Ford oil filter as well. I just want to quickly save it and to show you. I'm not going to turn it upside down because oil will come out, but it's there. Ford. So yeah, what a nice little car this is going to be for someone. Right, let's move on to the brakes and the wheels. What I'm going to do, take the wheels outside, clean them, and then set it all up, and then we're going to spray them so that they can dry. Today's Friday, obviously, and then by the time we get in here Monday, they'll be all dry, put them back on, and get it ready for the MOT. So let's crack on with the wheels. Let's go and clean them first, bring them back in. We'll paint them up about there, probably close to the door, and then they can dry off. So yeah, let's do that. Keep going. Right, guys, I just want to quickly cut in there. Obviously, you just see me clean the wheels. They're drying. We'll hit them in a minute once they're dried with a bit of paint. But I thought I'd just go on the back here, work on the back drums, and then give them a good service. This one was a little bit like there's a bit of friction there. Now, it just seems nice and spinny. So, you know, it does sort of kind of pay to do these drums, I suppose, on the back like this. And then I do get a lot of people saying to me, well, how do you know what bolts are torqued up to what and all that sort of stuff? Well, I don't necessarily know. Like this bolt here is torqued up to a certain torque, but what I do before I take them off, and you probably saw me do it, can you see there's a pen mark just there and just here. So what happens is that you do the bolt up until they line up back again, and you know that was how you took it off. So putting it back in the same position shouldn't matter about what the torque is. It's just whether or not it's back in the right position. And if you can see this side, I've already done it. So you line up the pen mark, those two, on the spline and the bolt to make sure that it's back in the correct position the way you took it off. And that's exactly what I do with most bolts fixings that I take off. I pen line it so that I know that when I put them back on, line up the pen marks and it's back to the way it was. So there we go. Just want to quickly cut in there, guys, just explain that, because I have been getting a lot of people saying about you don't torque up stuff, you don't tighten things up to the right torque and all that sort of stuff. Well, you don't necessarily need to know the torque settings if you do it like this. So there you go. Pen mark before you take it off, undo it, put it back on, and then tighten it back up until the pen mark lines up with the spline and the bolt, and you know that that is job done. So I'll carry on with that. I'll tighten that one up. I'll put the covers back on, and that is the rear drums serviced and done. Now we're going to move on to the wheels, because I think the wheels are definitely dry because it is absolute scorching out there. So let's get the wheels back in here. I'll set it all up. We'll put some cards around it and stuff to protect the tyres, and then we'll get them painted. Yeah, so let's crack on, let's keep going, and let's do this. So guys, there we go. I'm kind of done for today. I've run out of time. I've got no more time to carry on doing bits and pieces. But as you saw, I'm just going all around the car, checking things. The wheels look pretty good now, don't they? They're all dried because it is damn hot in a minute. So they're all dried, put them back on. And then we're going to carry on with this on Monday. We've got this booked for an MOT Monday at 12 o'clock. So we can crack on, keep going, doing as much as we can. We're going to flat and polish all the paintwork over here on the lacquer because obviously it'll be completely dry over the weekend. I will leave it over this side. Going to get some service history sent to us today or tomorrow, she said, so by email. So that's good. We'll have that. We'll have it MOT'd, and we should be finished by Monday on this car. So this one has been about a week. Let's be honest, because I picked it up Monday, didn't I? Or did I pick it up on that Friday? I can't remember when I picked this car up there. But I think it's roughly been about a week, maybe a couple of, maybe a day over or something. 6 days. I'll add it all up anyway to see how long it's took. But it ain't took that long, to be honest with you. It's been a pretty quick one, isn't it, really? And obviously I'm showing you all the figures, you know, exactly what I'm paying for things, exactly what it's costing. And then once we sell it, I'll let you know what we get and what we made as profit. So what I paid for it and what we sold it for. That's obviously, you know, a pre-tax profit for me because I've still got to pay tax on the figure that's been between what I buy it for and what I sell it for. I still have to pay tax on these cars, which is all right. I understand all that. I get it. But that's not what this is all about. This is all about what I can end up with, or what we can end up with by the end of the year, starting with a free car. So we are definitely moving along now. And I think I need to be looking out for another project for us. You know, I always kind of looking at the auction. So if I look for an auction that's 1 week away, let's say 2 weeks away, those sort of cars that are 2 weeks away are probably where we need to be I need to be looking at for the next one, because this will be done, sold, and out the door within those 2 weeks. So that's what I'll be doing. Probably over the weekend, is going through all the auctions and seeing what we can grab. I don't really know roughly what I could put this up for, to be honest with you. Bearing in mind the mileage, 47,000, more or less complete service history, minus a couple missing. You know, it's a great looking car. It's a cheap car. I'm going to definitely get it through an MOT, no advisories. That's a definite. So it's going to be a decent car for someone, and I'm just not sure what we can actually make on it. Drop me a comment about that if you want, guys. You know, what do you think? What do you think we could get for this? Because you guys are following me with this journey. So your opinions and your valuations will, it does matter. You know, I do take it on board, and I do, you know, find your information that you do say about what I'm doing really helpful. So drop me a comment about that. Drop me a comment if you've got anything to say about the painting. We're gonna look at that Monday. I'm just gonna completely leave it alone. I'm gonna have a nice weekend with the family, chilled out, and then we'll be back on it on Monday. So guys, that is gonna be the end of this week and the end of this video. And yeah, I hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll see you all Monday morning. Take care.